Ready, Priestess? Okay, you may start. Okay, so it'll again be another 3-minute game. You'll see all of the competitors start a little bit differently. Some of them actually prep in order to pour 2 drinks so that if they're not happy with their first, they can immediately begin repouring. You're also going to see competitors looking over at what the other person has poured and submitted to see if they think they can beat that or not, to decide before deciding whether or not to re-pour. Speed didn't really matter in the first round, but you're going to see in other rounds, speed becomes kind of the deciding factor as to who moves on. So it's an important strategy that competitors remember as they're figuring out what to submit. Some competitors have very intricate pours as well, where they don't really have a chance to pour a second one. Naoya has plenty of time, not even at the halfway point. Okay, and they actually both went ahead and submitted. Round of applause, everyone. Naoya Akagawa and Lee Sang Hoon both end up submitting their first pours. Very nice job. Lee Sang Hoon went ahead and poured something more traditional, but Naoya went for something definitely a little more creative. And this is actually a creative pour that could probably score really, really well also, because he does a great job. He's got crisp, clear lines, really nice balance in the cup, beautiful color infusion. This will definitely be a tough one. Especially when it gets to the final days, we tend to see people pull back on the creativity because they want to pour things that they know will score well in front of the judges. But I think Naoya executed a really, really beautiful pour there. If you're going to do something more creative, you really do have to make sure that you can execute it and that it really does fulfill those other categories. That's probably the #1 issue that we see, is some of the more creative pours don't create the right balance in the cup. They don't have the degree of difficulty in executing some of the finer lines. Lee Sang Hoon has been impressing the judges all weekend, though, really consistent in his pouring. We talked about size of the cup. In a larger cup, the advantage you have is you can make a more intricate design. The challenge is you have to fill all of the space in that cup. The judges don't really want to see underutilized space. In a smaller cup, your advantages and disadvantages are the exact opposite. You have less space to fill, so it's a little bit easier to have a complete design, but sometimes it can be a little more challenging to get as complex of a design as you would like. So we'll put the pours back up and then we'll talk to our judges. Okay, judges.
まず、バランスと、美しさという点で、すごくこうつけがたい両者の戦いだったんですが、僕は、バランスポイントはリーサンフーンバリスタに入れました。で、カラーフュージョンデフィニッションもすごく迷ったんですけど、一番下の、フレームというか振りの部分と2個目のところの間の茶色い部分の明確さということをちょっと評価しまして、こちらも、リーサンフールバリスタに入れてます。同じくコントラストも入れてますので、この場合は3ポイント、2ポイントで、ウィナーリーサンフール。
Lee Sang Hoon.
We've been seeing some excellent pours here in this competition. We expected to see a high level of competition here on the final day, and you two baristas have not disappointed. This is a great start to the day. You both did excellent pours. Lee Sang Hoon's pour has some beautiful color infusion, and I thought it was the superior one for that. I also thought he had a better definition. You can really see the leaves on his pour. You can see the beautiful dark circle he has around. It's a really crisp white, and so I thought his pour was excellent in those two categories. And Naoya Akagawa's, he got the speed point, of course, and he also presented us with a very unique and creative pour, which I appreciated. He did an asymmetrical pour, but again found balance in it, and made good use of his cup. And there are dozens and dozens of layers to it, which is impressive, difficult, and he pulled it off beautifully. And so by a score of 3-2, I have Naoya Akagawa.
Akagawa is fun.
Great pours, awesome. This is a 2 versus 3 seed, so a couple favorites from this section. Naoya got the speed point, so we know that, and really the degree of difficulty, I think, was apparent. So he's up there too, but I gave Lee Sang Hoon the color infusion. I felt that did a little, it was close, but just a little slight edge there in bringing the milk through. So then it's 2-1. I ended up going with the aesthetic beauty and balance. Well, first the definition, I agree with Ken, the amount of layers on Naoya's drink. You know, really, really good. I ended up 4-1 for Naoya.
Akagawa, moving on! So two really beautiful pours.